Would you be able to tell us where we are?
Yep, sure. We're at the front of the Indonesian Consulate in Melbourne City today, calling out for the Indonesian government to pull out all the military out of West Papua. As many of you know, this past week have been terror in West Papua. Reports have confirmed that at least 20 people were killed and many injured.
He's the first president for West Papua National Community, and he was shot 3 times.
The Australian Greens are deeply saddened to hear of the killing of Papuan leader Mako Taburi yesterday by Indonesian police. We are very concerned by reports of escalating violence in West Papua over the past weeks. The news of heightened conflict, military violence and shootings is reaching us here in Australia, and the accounts that are filtering through from West Papua are deeply troubling. It is vital that West Papua is opened up to journalists so that we can gain information about what is happening in this region, only a few hundred kilometres from our Australian border. I have had many people contacting my office expressing their deep concern about the ongoing conflict and human rights abuses in West Papua. I urge Foreign Minister Bob Carr to take the concerns of these Australians to his Indonesian counterpart. The Australian government must urge Indonesia to end the violence immediately and enter into a peaceful dialogue with the West Papuan people. We must also push for access to be given to much needed aid organisations so that basic care can be provided to those affected by the violence. I repeat my calls to open up the area to journalists and human rights organisations so that we can monitor events like these. And the Greens extend their condolences to Mako Taburi's family and solidarity to the people of West Papua, whose human and democratic rights continue to be violated. Thank you.
This song is dedicated to our friends back home in West Papua. That song is come from the one place in Holland. It's called Paniai. That means there are a lot of problems still happening in West Papua. Papua! Papua! West Papua, look at this picture. Why Indonesian government still kill our people? Still kill our friends? Why? Why? I enjoy my freedom in Australia. I enjoy my freedom in America. But I cannot forget about suffering. I cannot suffering. I cannot forget my suffering. My people suffering. But I don't know what's happening in Parliament House. I don't know. I don't care. We are victims of the foreign policy from the Australian government. Train Indonesia military. After they got trained from here, they returned to Papua and killed my friends. I'm crying. Maybe God will answer my prayer, but I don't know where is God. For us as a Christian, I love your support. Thank you. Free West Papua!
West Papuan people, the indigenous of the land that borders Papua New Guinea, only some 250 kilometres from where we stand right now, are among the Earth's indigenous who have been forgotten by the majority of the world's people. They have been living under colonialization and oppression for over 350 years. Why is it that the international community doesn't hear the calls of the West Papuan people who are crying out for recognition and assistance in their struggle for the very basic of human rights: life, liberty and security of person? Well, by standing here today with you, we are firmly declaring that we refuse to allow the voices of the West Papuan people to be ignored. Article 3 of the Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous People, which was adopted by all UN states in 2007, states, Indigenous people have the right to self-determination. By virtue of that right, they freely determine their political status and freely pursue their economic, social and cultural development. The Indigenous people of West Papua do not have that basic right. So we're here today to call on all Australians, but especially our elected and diplomatic representatives, to address the issue of police violence and militant brutality occurring in West Papua today. We call on them to apply their diplomatic pressure to the Indonesian government to allow international journalists inside Papua to report on casualties and the current situation. We call on the United Nations to uphold the rights of Indigenous people by sending in UN monitors and re-facilitating a referendum on West Papuan sovereignty. Indonesia's military may be powerful, but the undeniable momentum and spirit behind the Free West Papua movement is far greater and getting stronger every day. For you can see that West Papua, the Free West Papua campaign is an idea whose time has come, and no matter how many houses are burned or how many people brutalized, the time will come for the people of West Papua, the time where with the help of the international community and people like you, they will turn the tides against their oppressors and finally get the fair and just referendum and justice they deserve. Papua Merdeka!
And so it's like one West Papuan supporter said, we have to become like the skin of the drum. The harder you hit us, the louder we will become. Free West Papua!
West Papua!
It's a great privilege and honor to read the statement by Edison Waromi, the Prime Minister of the Federated Republic of West Papua. No one wants a Syrian scenario in the Western Pacific, but this is what the Indonesian government is creating in West Papua, said the Prime Minister of the Federated Republic of West Papua today. Speaking from AWPA prison, Edison Waromi singled out Australians in particular for believing the rhetoric of Foreign Minister Natalegawa that Indonesia is committed to waging peace aggressively. To compare Indonesia's report on itself with the UN Human Rights Council's report released last week is to compare heaven with hell, he said. The UN compilation included French, Japanese, New Zealand, American and German reports about widespread violence, arbitrary detention, restriction of expression and assembly, the expulsion of the Red Cross, ban on foreign journalists, the penal code, military and police immunity. It is a searing indictment of Indonesia's policy and practices since 1998, said the Prime Minister. But this is the life we Papuans are forced to live. The report does not include the assassinations in the past weeks, but it is, as another document in crimes against humanity case, the essential proof, beyond reasonable doubt, that the Indonesian Republic has no place in Papua. Prime Minister asserts that there will not be a political vacuum when Indonesia retreats from West Papua. We are not like the Libyans and Egyptians calling for peacekeepers from an SPLS base of resistance. The Federated Republic of West Papua has been a long time in the making. We have a comprehensive and cohesive administration at work throughout West Papua. Only two leaders, President Yaboy Sembut and myself are in jail. Waromi, who is a lawyer, counsels UN member states to respond to Papua's petition for peacekeepers. I believe Malaysia and Australia should respond to our request and lead the peacekeeping force, he said. These two states are important regional polities and neighbors to the nations in conflict. They would innovate a peacekeeping mission with high levels of authority, altruism, and self-interest. Thank you.